Day 20, Monday morning here for me. Okay, today I want to have a chat about the pituitary, which sits in the brain. So remembering every single day, we're sort of covering off some part of the brain or some aspect that we're doing with the cortices technique that you can take with you and that you can benefit from. Again, the pituitary is one of those parts where I always knew that I would be coming and talking to you about it. Today's the day. So I woke up really feeling like we needed to have a serious look at this guy, the pituitary. Whew, it's a big deal. It factors into a lot of body talk treatments that we do. It is such a big role and a big player in your everyday internal functions that you don't even realize. It is just hundreds and thousands of processes every single hour, literally, that it's responsible in making sure that happens. So the pituitary, it's the size of a better. Thanks, Zeus was just jumping off the table, so it's wobbling. The pituitary is about the size of a pea. If you were to point straight in through the eyes here and go straight back through to the brain, you're going to find the pituitary in there. And there's quite a few techniques in body talk where we specifically focus on putting placement or focus into the center of the brain where that pituitary is there. It has two sections to it, really. They call it like the back section and the front section, so the anterior and the posterior parts to it. It is considered to be the CEO of your entire endocrine system, your hormonal system, and it is a big deal. Now, if you think about this in other terms, such as what else acts as a CEO or a major role player in your life? Now, that could be a main matrix holder or who would be the authoritarian in the family, and quite often that's a mum or a dad or even a grandparent. If they don't give guidance to the family matrix properly, then it can harm the family matrix, and the family matrix can go into chaos, it can go into conflict, it can fall apart, it can lose its balance. And then the members of those family, they look to the main matrix holder, they look to the CEO for guidance, for direction, to understand things. They'll ask questions and get feedback. You can apply that concept to nearly every area of your life. It doesn't matter whether you belong to a particular community association, whether you belong to a group, whether you are in a team for work, so you have a team leader, you look to the team leader for guidance. The team leader is meant to be responsive to the cues, responsive to the questions that are coming in, also picking up on if somebody's not doing very well, what the causative factors for that is. So it needs to be very, very sensitive on a subtle level and on a physical level. So in essence, the pituitary in itself needs to have really good working capabilities through its five senses. It needs to be able to very, very effectively hear, see, smell, taste, and touch, so feel into things. So sensing what's going on in its environment is one aspect to this, because if it's not able to do that, then it can't respond accordingly. So this pituitary is the master controller over your entire endocrine system, controlling things such as just your ability to be able to feel good. It controls or has a very big impact on cortisol, on the function and the role of the adrenal complex, your fight-flight complex, your metabolism. It needs to have a very, very good working relationship between itself and another hormone-producing gland in the brain called the pineal, the thyroid and the parathyroid glands in the throat, the thymus that sits in behind the heart there, the pancreas, the ovaries, the testes, and the adrenals. So if this pituitary gets stressed, because it does get stressed, like everything else can get stressed because it's been not working well for a long period of time, or you've been in an environment where it has been prolonged or heightened periods of stress for any length of time, then that can short circuit the pituitary. It can cause it to not be able to do its job well. And if you think about it, if the pituitary is not able to do its job well, if it's not able to either be sensitive to what's going on in its local environment, especially from its team members, which is the rest of the hormone-producing glands that I mentioned, or if it's not able to take that information and then be able to send out information, which means it's not able to send out instructions, you know. So imagine if it just stopped producing thyroid-stimulating hormone. Okay, so then the potential flow-on effect from this is like just quite gigantic, really, really gigantic. So today I want to dedicate our Cortices Tap Out to one of your best friends in the body. It's the pituitary, and we want to give it some love, right? So remember, it's pea-sized shape, deep into the brain, in through this way, and it is the master controller for your entire endocrine system, right? Really nice, big, deep breaths throughout this entire tap out process. And remember, if you have any questions, then by all means, let me know. So let's get started. Nice, big, deep breaths. First hand placement goes on the base of the skull. And we're tapping the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. Remember, the enteric brain is located about an inch above the belly button. We focus on the small intestine. Always do 2 nice big deep circulatory breaths. Move your hand up to the next hand position. Third hand position. Fourth, my fingers are always close together. So the idea is that I'm bringing a lot of focus and attention to the cortex region of the brain and warming up any cold spots that are in this cortex region. Of course, the cold spots we know represent imbalances, go to the last one at the front, represent imbalances that are in the body. So illnesses and disease processes show up as cold spots on imaging of the brain. I'm going to finish off with the temporal lobes. So again, fingers are closed, hands run front to back. Beautiful. Okay, so one hand away, tapping in over 3 brains. Excellent. Thanks everyone for your feedback so far. Some of you are really, really kicking some goals. When we started this, everyone went through and did an evaluation, if you remember correctly. Keep referring back to that and see what changes for you. Things that you had on there you can find disappear or change. They're not as severe. So keep the feedback coming in. I'm super proud of everyone who's showing up and doing it every single day. And let's get some change happening for you, right? Enjoy your day, your evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.